Caitlin comes millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs. And with those millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs, unfortunately, is going to come some people who are not nice.
The WNBA world is buzzing after reports and online speculation linked Caitlin Clark to a potential overseas opportunity, while another rumor involving Sophie Cunningham has fans debating what could happen next. If even part of these reports turns out to be true, the impact could extend far beyond the Indiana Fever. But here's the big question. What's actually happening, and what's just internet speculation? Over the past 24 hours, social media has exploded with posts claiming Caitlin Clark could be considering a major international opportunity, while fans have also been discussing Sophie Cunningham's future and what any potential roster or career moves could mean. Some believe it would change the landscape of women's basketball. Others argue people are getting ahead of the facts. So, where does the truth lie? In today's video, we're separating verified information from online rumors. We'll examine what has actually been reported, why these stories have gained so much attention, how fans and analysts are reacting, and what any confirmed developments could mean for Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, the Indiana Fever, and the WNBA as a whole. One thing is certain. Whenever Caitlin Clark's name appears in the headlines, the basketball world pays attention. Every interview, endorsement, and career decision becomes a major talking point, and this latest wave of discussion is no exception. The basketball world is once again buzzing over Caitlin Clark, but this time the conversation isn't centered on one of her highlight passes or deep three-pointers. Instead, social media has been flooded with claims about a possible overseas opportunity and what it could mean for both Clark and the future of the WNBA. Within just a few hours, fans began sharing headlines, reaction videos, and opinion posts discussing reports that linked Clark to a potentially massive international offer. At the same time, conversations involving Sophie Cunningham also started trending, with fans trying to piece together what these reports might mean. Before long, the story had spread across YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok, and sports talk shows. Some fans immediately celebrated, arguing that Clark has earned every opportunity that comes her way after transforming the popularity of women's basketball. Others urged caution, pointing out that viral claims often spread faster than confirmed reporting. That raises the biggest question. What has actually been confirmed? Whenever Caitlin Clark's name appears in the headlines, interest follows. Since entering the WNBA, she has become one of the league's biggest attractions. Television ratings have increased, arenas have sold out, merchandise sales have surged, and every Indiana Fever game has become a major event. Because of that influence, almost every report involving Clark quickly becomes national sports news. The latest online discussion is no different. Some commentators believe international basketball organizations are eager to attract elite American stars because of their growing popularity and commercial value. Others argue that until official announcements are made, fans should avoid treating speculation as fact. That distinction is important. In today's media environment, a single post can generate millions of views before reliable information becomes available. As more creators react to the same reports, the conversation can quickly take on a life of its own. That's why, throughout this video, we'll separate confirmed developments from online speculation and explain why this story has captured so much attention. Whether these reports ultimately prove accurate or not, one thing is already clear. Caitlin Clark remains one of the most influential athletes in basketball today. Every career decision she makes is watched closely, not only by Fever fans, but by basketball fans around the world. As the discussion surrounding Caitlin Clark continued to spread, one thing became impossible to ignore. Every major basketball page seemed to have an opinion. Within hours, social media was flooded with reaction videos, fan theories, and headlines speculating about Clark's future. Some posts claimed an overseas opportunity could completely reshape women's basketball, while others questioned whether the reports were being exaggerated for clicks. That difference is important. At the time of this discussion, much of the conversation online has been driven by speculation rather than official announcements. While fans are understandably excited by the possibility of major opportunities for one of the sport's biggest stars, it's essential to separate confirmed news from internet rumors. What isn't up for debate is Caitlin Clark's impact on the game. Since entering the WNBA, Clark has become one of the league's biggest attractions. Indiana Fever games have drawn record television audiences, arenas have seen increased attendance, and interest in women's basketball has grown dramatically. Whether she's playing at home or on the road, fans continue to show up in huge numbers just to watch her compete. That popularity naturally leads to bigger opportunities. Around the world, professional basketball organizations are investing more heavily in women's sports than ever before. International leagues continue looking for ways to attract elite talent, while major brands see star athletes like Clark as valuable ambassadors for the game. Because of that, it's not surprising that reports about potential international opportunities receive enormous attention, even before anything is officially confirmed. The discussion has also led fans to debate what Clark's long-term future could look like. Would she remain committed to building her legacy in the WNBA? Could international opportunities become more common for American stars? And what would that mean for the continued growth of women's basketball in the United States? These are fascinating questions, but they're also questions that can't be answered until verified information becomes available. For now, the biggest takeaway is that Caitlin Clark's influence extends far beyond the basketball court. Every report connected to her career becomes national sports news because millions of fans are invested in what she does next. As the online conversation continued, it became clear that this wasn't just about one rumored opportunity. It was about what Caitlin Clark represents for the future of women's basketball. Since entering the WNBA, Clark has changed the level of attention surrounding the league. Television ratings have climbed, ticket demand has increased, merchandise has sold at record levels, and Indiana Fever games have become some of the most watched events in women's sports. That kind of influence naturally leads to bigger conversations. Whenever a player reaches Clark's level of popularity, fans begin wondering what comes next. Will she continue building her career with the Indiana Fever? Could international opportunities become part of her future? How might her decisions affect the growth of the WNBA? These are questions many basketball analysts have discussed, even though any specific reports about future deals or moves should be treated cautiously until officially confirmed. The discussion has also included Sophie Cunningham, another player who has built a strong following among WNBA fans. Because both athletes are well known, any online rumor connecting their names quickly gains attention, even when there is little verified information available. That's the reality of modern sports media. A single social media post can generate thousands of reactions within minutes. Sports podcasts begin debating it, YouTube channels produce reaction videos, and fans share their own opinions across every platform. Before long, a rumor can become one of the biggest talking points in the sport. However, the excitement surrounding these discussions also reflects something positive. Women's basketball has reached a point where player movement, endorsements, and career decisions are now headline news. That level of interest would have been difficult to imagine just a few years ago. Whether discussing Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, or any other star, fans are paying closer attention than ever before. The league's growth has created a passionate audience eager to follow every development. As more verified information becomes available, the picture will become clearer. Until then, it's important to distinguish between confirmed announcements and online speculation. Regardless of how the current reports unfold, one thing has become increasingly clear: Caitlin Clark's influence extends far beyond the basketball court. Every major decision connected to Clark now becomes headline news. Whether it's a sponsorship, an interview, an all-star appearance, or speculation about her future, millions of fans are paying attention. That's a level of star power few athletes ever achieve. Since joining the Indiana Fever, Clark has helped bring unprecedented attention to the WNBA. Television ratings have climbed, attendance has surged across the league, and games featuring the Fever routinely attract some of the largest audiences in women's basketball. League executives, broadcasters, and sponsors have all acknowledged the increased interest surrounding the sport. While the WNBA's growth is the result of many talented players and years of progress, Clark has undeniably become one of its biggest attractions. That's why every report involving her career sparks such intense discussion. Fans aren't just talking about one player, they're talking about the future of the league itself. Many analysts believe the WNBA is entering a new era where player popularity, television exposure, and commercial opportunities are reaching levels never seen before. As interest continues to grow, more investment from sponsors, broadcasters, and basketball organizations around the world could follow. The conversations involving Sophie Cunningham also reflect how closely fans are watching player relationships, team chemistry, and roster dynamics. Even routine developments can become major stories when they involve some of the league's most recognizable names. Still, it's important to remember that not every viral report turns out to be accurate. Until official announcements are made by the players, their teams, or the league, fans should treat online rumors with caution. What isn't speculation, however, is the excitement surrounding women's basketball. The WNBA has never had more attention, more passionate fans, or more eyes watching every game. Whether it's Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, or the next generation of stars, the league is experiencing remarkable momentum. As the conversation surrounding Caitlin Clark continues, one thing is undeniable. She has become one of the biggest names in all of basketball. Whether it's discussions about her performances, endorsements, future opportunities, or the growth of the WNBA, Clark's career has become a focal point for millions of fans around the world. Every headline connected to her generates debate, excitement, and countless opinions across social media. The recent reports and rumors are another example of just how much interest surrounds her career. While many claims have circulated online, it's important to remember that not every viral story is backed by official confirmation. That's why separating verified news from speculation matters. If any major career decision involving Caitlin Clark is officially announced, it won't just affect one player. It could become another significant moment for women's basketball. Fans, media outlets, sponsors, and basketball organizations around the world would all be paying close attention. The same is true for conversations involving players like Sophie Cunningham and other WNBA stars. As the league continues to grow in popularity, player movement, partnerships, and career decisions are becoming bigger stories than ever before. Perhaps the biggest takeaway from all of this is how far the WNBA has come. Only a few years ago, women's basketball rarely dominated sports headlines for days at a time. Today, every major game, interview, and off-season rumor sparks nationwide conversations. That growth reflects the talent across the league and the increasing passion of basketball fans. As the season continues, all eyes will remain on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Fans will be watching every game, every interview, and every official announcement to see what comes next. Until then, it's best to rely on confirmed information and official announcements rather than viral speculation. The basketball world moves quickly, and when real news breaks, it won't take long for everyone to hear about it. One thing is certain: Caitlin Clark's impact on the game is already undeniable, and her story is still just beginning. The next chapter, whatever it may be, is sure to be one of the biggest stories in sports. We truly appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to support this channel. As the WNBA continues to grow and Caitlin Clark remains one of the biggest names in basketball, we'll be here covering every official update, breaking story, game analysis, and major development as it happens. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another upload. We bring you the latest WNBA news, Caitlin Clark updates, Indiana Fever coverage, player reactions, and the biggest stories from around the basketball world. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about all the recent speculation surrounding Caitlin Clark's future? Do you believe the WNBA is entering its biggest era yet? And what role do you think stars like Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Aaliyah Boston, and the rest of the league will play in its continued growth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read as many comments as we can, and some of the best ones may even be featured in an upcoming video. Just remember to keep the discussion respectful and based on confirmed information. If you found this video helpful or informative, share it with your friends, fellow basketball fans, and anyone who loves keeping up with the latest WNBA news. Also, let us know which story you'd like us to cover next. Whether it's Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Aya Wilson, Paige Buchers, Sophie Cunningham, the Indiana Fever, or the biggest breaking news from around the league, we want to hear your suggestions. Every like, comment, share, and subscription helps this channel grow and allows us to continue bringing you high-quality basketball coverage every single week. Thank you once again for your incredible support. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and keep checking back for more breaking WNBA news, Caitlin Clark updates, Indiana Fever coverage, player analysis, and the biggest basketball stories making headlines. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.